man, oh man, did it come down last night. Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
baby. Started a little later than anticipated, but it worked its way into about, at my place, around midnight is when the thunder and lightning really started to kick in seriously.
Mm.
And I have no idea when it ended because when I woke up this morning, it was still raining, but the thunder and the lightning had moved on.
Yeah, that part was
So
good.
sad.
Folks in Georgia having to deal with that, but yeah, hours and hours of a lot of rain all across Alabama, really.
Quite the lake.
Yeah, so yeah, roads hopefully will dry up a little bit this morning because a lot of that now in East Alabama and over into Georgia, and enjoy the day. I guess a little cleanup for some because noticed a couple of branches from some tree limbs in my side yard as I was going down the driveway this morning. I was like, oh, I got a little cleanup to do later today.
A little bit of siding may have been taken down. Don't know. We'll keep an eye on that as the sun begins to come up. 57 for a high today. Tomorrow, 68. We start the day off a little on the low side in the upper 30s. 35, 38, somewhere around in there.
It's a little chilly.
Okay, yeah.
Here we are again.
76 for a high both Saturday and Sunday. This weekend looks partly cloudy. Looks like it's really going to be a great, wonderful weekend.
79 and 80 degrees. 79
come on,
on Saturday.
bring it on.
It's going to be great.
Bring it on.
Yep.
I'm good to go with that. I look forward to getting outside a little bit and enjoying some life because I've been inside for the past couple of days, not enjoying life. Got my taxes done yesterday.
Lovely, Richard.
Yes.
Very nice.
Very excited.
Get that off your plate.
I had to give a big thank you, President Trump, when it was all over because for the first time.
You going to get some money?
No.
No. The first time you're at zero.
Well, for the first time, the difference between my state tax refund and the amount of money I owe the feds is $4.
Oh,
$4.
Wow, that's really getting it close
that's
there.
That's not bad, comparatively speaking. It has in the past been usually $1,000 to $2,000.
Yeah.
So this is a pretty big change, and a lot of it has to do with Donald Trump's tax changes that took place here in that big, beautiful bill, which I very much appreciated. There was some stuff that I didn't get to take off any longer, that just no longer existed on the form, which was kind of sad. But then, I can't really complain about the results when you get right down to it.
You're winning the game. You're
Pretty
doing
happy
very
about
well.
Pretty happy about that. As long as we're talking about money, here's something that happened yesterday. I was talking about going to the, I don't know, for want of a better term, the Coinstar at the credit union.
Yes.
It's not an actual Coinstar.
No, but something like that.
It's a similar device that does not say Coinstar on it.
But it counts your coins.
I thought that it was going to be free for members.
They charge you for it.
Can you believe that?
Ah, Richard, no.
Yeah,
You, sir, are at the wrong credit union.
What's the charge?
8% if you're a member, 12% if you are not.
Wow.
So I was a member. I said, 8%.
That's worth it.
My other choice would be to sit down and count and roll all of this myself. I'm not doing that.
Don't do that.
So, yeah.
My time is more valuable.
Time is worth more. And I said, I figure it's between $15 and $25. What is that? $1.20 or, $2, whatever. Whatever. Fine. Yeah. So I dump the coins into the machine. And it actually keeps a running total while it jingles them out, It's got a little vibration thing in there that kind of shoves all the coins in the right place. And
what'd you come up with? What was
it was interesting because I was like, oh, here we go. And it starts slow. You're like 2, 4, 5, 8, okay, 10, yeah, okay, 10, 12, 14, 15, here we go. We're somewhere in the 17, 20, 22, 25, 27, 30, 36, 42.
Did you get to 50?
$103.
Whoa. Wow.
In change. $103.
Man, you got for a nice dinner with that, Richard.
That's what I said. I was like,
That's nice.
Hey, all righty, it's dinner time.
Yeah, or you could just give it to Val. She'd love to have that.
Sure, I bet she would.
Yeah, she would.
Why wouldn't I just hand it to anybody who asked?
Well, that'd be nice, too.
Yeah.
The man right out front with a little tin can.
Standing right there just waiting.
Yes, sir, could I have that?
Yeah. Beggars outside the credit union is like Girl Scouts selling cookies outside the dispensary. It's almost unfair. It's shooting fish in a barrel.
Very easy.
He should have caught me on the way in because I had all the change then.
Just,
that's the
here,
real
sir,
problem.
You can have this bag.
Yeah. Well, then after they took their 8%, it was $95, but that's still great.
What'd you carry it in there?
I had a
said
cooler.
bag.
Yeah.
Cooler, really?
I had a cooler. I didn't want to put it in a bag. I could have put it in like
Did
an Aldi bag or
something. Did it look at you funny? Like, oh God, what's this guy coming in? He's got a cooler. Y'all look out! The bald
I'm sure
man's
they've
got
seen
a
some
cooler.
pretty strange stuff.
Hit the dirt.
Right? Has he got a note attached to that cooler?
No.
No, they didn't look at you weird?
They did not look at me weird, but they did not. This is obviously a relatively new machine, though, because what happens, I asked the guy, I said, how do you work this thing? What do I have to do? Because we go over there, push the button that you remember, okay, and then follow the directions on the screen. Well, the directions on the screen are pretty simple. Dump all the coins in and stand back. That's the direct, and then it spits out a receipt for you, and you bring it over to one of the tellers at the window, and they have to fill out a little computer form and then give you your money. And I was only the second person for this poor woman who has ever used the machine.
Oh,
so she
wow.
was, there was a learning curve there.
Yeah, that's okay. You learn together, right?
I was like, you know what? I got all the time in the world. Don't worry about it.
I remember there was a time that I had to do that, and I think I did it at Publix. They have one of those coin machines. But first I had to go through all of the coins because mixed in, I think I'd traveled somewhere and I had some coins from wherever that was.
Oh, yeah.
Okay. Loose ammo.
Oh,
there was a couple of
always
pieces
good.
of loose ammo.
Yeah, nice. Nice.
And then there were also tokens from when I played golf. There was a place where you had to go get tokens in order to get golf balls.
Right.
All of that was mixed into the coins. And I was like, well, the last thing I need is for a piece of ammunition to be going through the coin machine. Kaboom! Something happened. That's unlikely. But anyways, it's like I got to get all this stuff out of here.
Yeah.
So I spent more time I probably could have rolled up the coins and saved myself some money. But I was like, after having to do all of that, I was like, okay, I've got a mess here. Oh, this isn't a coin. Look, it's a token for some more golf balls.
Excellent. Oh, nice.
So you didn't run into any of that.
I didn't run into any of that. The
That's
last time I actually changed coins into bills, this goes back a long, long way. I was at my second job in radio, so it was like somewhere between 1984 and 1989. And I had an Orville Redenbacher popcorn jar slap full of change. And I was poor. I mean, poor. I was in radio. And I was in my early 20s.
So did you roll that up?
I was poor.
Yeah.
Well, what I did was I took it down to my bank, and I gave it to them. They have a machine right behind them. You could see it on the counter.
They count it.
They dump the stuff in, and it rose. And I said, look, do me a favor. Count this up, put it in the machine, whatever, and then put it in my account. And I gave her the account number, gave her the slip and everything, whatever. So just fill that out, whatever. And I left, and I went home. And I got a call at home that said, Mr. Dixon, we need you to come back here. We don't do that. I'm like, what do you mean you don't do that? They said, well, we need you to come back, and you're going to have to roll this. You're going to have to count it and roll it yourself.
No.
And bring it in, and then we'll go ahead and put it in your account. I said, oh, okay. I said, I'm coming back. Listen, empty out my account, and I'm going to be taking my money with me. Now, I had $24 in my account. Literally, I remember it to this day.
We're not going to miss
I
him
had
too much.
$24 in my account.
Right.
And they were like, well, really? I said, yeah. I said, empty out my account. I said, literally, you have a machine right behind you. I saw it. I've seen you use it. But you're still going to make me do this? I said, what's the point of having a bank at this point?
Right, because they're going to undo it anyways and deposit it.
Exactly. I said,
That is the stupidest thing.
just have the money ready. I get there and I get greeted by one of the upper
managers.
guys. We're so sorry. We apologize. I don't know why they called you and told you that. We'll take care of this for you. Turns out the money in the jar was worth more than what I had in my account. Yeah. I mean, you do.
That's crazy. That's lunacy because literally, if you roll it up, you're going to take it to that teller. The teller has to unroll it
at some point. They
and
will
deposit
yeah.
it into your account. It's the same thing.
I am a big fan of firing people who don't do what you expect them to do, and you can actually say that to them. You can say when your bank doesn't treat you right, you just look at them and go, you know what? You're fired. I'm paying you to do these things, and you're not doing them, so you're fired. The look on their face is always priceless when they're just kind of like, what do you mean I'm fired? I mean, I expect very little of you. We have a contract. I give you this, you do these things, and if you can't do those things, then I'm going to find someone who can. You're fired.
You're fired. You're fired. Get out of here.
I love firing people. Can't help myself. Alabama Tree Pros, 308-4158. I didn't have to fire them. They came out, did just a bang-up job. Really, honestly, when you run across a place that exceeds your expectations, that is the kind of place that you crow about. You talk about to your friends and you say, man, if you ever have a tree that needs to be taken down, Alabama Tree Pros, these guys came out, took great care of me. That tree was much bigger than I thought it was, and they managed to get it all the way down to the ground for the price that we agreed upon, which was nice. It was much lower than anybody else's estimate, I can tell you that. They offered to grind up the stump for me for a little more. I said, no, I want to keep the stump. Thank you very much. They hauled that tree away, and now I am 100% safer and happier because I guarantee one of the storms in the past few weeks would have knocked that tree right onto my house, man. Alabama Tree Pros, these are the guys that you can trust. I certainly wouldn't call anybody else. 308-4158. Yes, they're licensed and bonded and insured, and they'll staple all that to the back of your very low estimate. AlabamaTreePros.com, online to find out more. Alabama Tree Pros, 308-4158. Well, if you fell with like a room without a roof, you got rained on last night. That's
You
what
got
I can
wet.
tell you. You got very, very wet. A room without a roof is not actually a room, come to think
Yeah.
of it. That makes
No,
no
it's
sense.
not.
It's
It's not a
box.
room.
It's just four. Yeah, it's a box. It's four walls. That
Says-
makes no sense.
Mhm.
It's a garden.
Sure is. Let the sun in.
It's an enclosure.
Today. Mhm.
Hopefully.
Gonna be nice.
6:20 with Dixon and Vining, Talk 99.5, talk99.5.com.
Yeah, we got inundated last night with a whole lot of rain, and there's going to be some people that wake up this morning that say, man, I meant to call Be Dry. Here's your reminder, the moisture that is showing up this morning in your crawl space in your basement, you've got water in areas of your home that you know it should not be there. Let's get it all sealed up. It's easy to do with Be Dry. These guys in business for well over 65 years, and David Fevet and Be Dry, they know how to do this. It's a simple process to them. To most of us, we're like, well, how in the world am I going to fix this? Yeah, don't try fixing it yourself. Let the pros at Be Dry get in there, see what's going on. If they need to encapsulate the crawl space area to make sure that no more moisture arrives in those areas, that you don't have any more mildew on the walls of your basement or crawl space, seal those things up now. And again, today is a good day. We're done with the rain. It's moved over into East Alabama and into Georgia, and they're certainly happy to come out and help you today. It'd be a good time so they can see what's going on right after a rain. Here's the number for Be Dry, 942-1976, or you can find them online at bedryalabama.com. A lot of great reviews there on their website. You can also see some videos of how in the world they do this, but gosh, are they good at what they do. Again, a business that's been doing what they've been doing for over 6 decades. They're doing it right, folks. So call them today. You'll get the strongest lifetime warranty in the business, some budget-friendly solutions for you if you need those. And you're also dealing with somebody that is locally owned and operated. It's bedryalabama.com, 942-1976.
All right, let's do it.
And now, it's Dixon and Vining's top 3 things you need to know.
Severe storms rolled through the area last night with threats of tornadic activity. Haven't had any reports of that as of yet, but after most of the state being under a level 2 out of 5 risk last night and this morning, Alabama schools in many areas have decided they're going to start a couple hours late. Now, because our signal is so large, none of these are in the immediate area.
Yeah, I think some of them are South Alabama.
Oh, we got listeners all over the place.
Yeah.
So.
And also saw we had a couple of tornado warnings. I think Mobile area had some of those, but didn't see a lot of that in our area, which is good.
Nope.
But anytime we get that much rain, wow, we got a lot last night.
Dothan City Schools, 2 hours late. Henry County Schools, Houston County Schools, Lee County Schools, probably the closest to us, and Macon County Schools all delayed by 2 hours today as they are prepared to get started and underway here. If there's a change in any of that, we'll let you know. The U.S. destroyed 16 Iranian mine boats in the Straits of Hormuz. The oil showdown escalates. They did, in fact, attack a freighter, merchant ship, I guess, yesterday/last night. And Donald Trump says, look, it's not that big a deal. They got a few rockets. We've pretty much taken care of them. The Hormuz is in better shape than people are making it out to be. Okay, well, we'll see. You know, at this point, it's difficult to say who knows what and who's being completely honest with you. I'll say that I would believe the American stories over the Iranian stories because they tend to exaggerate a great deal. When it comes to such things, they love to say things like, we killed 500 service members. And you go, really? Because we've got 7 over here. We got 7 on our count. And
You mean like they're saying they have the ability to hit California?
yes,
Yeah,
exactly.
That's what they're saying.
One of the threats that they made. And that's kind of like, I think we blew up the ship that was going to take those drones.
Over
this far.
somewhere near the coast.
Good luck with that.
Yeah, unbelievable. Well, you know, you do have an awful lot of traffic through the Strait of Hormuz and, you know, tankers trying to get product from here to there.
Mhm.
And you know, I'm sure that some of these rockets are getting through. It's like, let's find out where they're shooting these from and let's take care of business so we don't have to deal with this anymore.
Yeah,
But
when you say if you attempt to block boats coming through the Straits of Hormuz, we're going to hit you 20 times harder, you better follow up on that.
Yep.
You'd better hit them 20 times harder. And I don't know what you're going to hit because we're really running out of targets over there.
That's, yeah.
But they still have some drones left because they're still sending those out. And they still have a few missiles left because they just had a coordinated attack with Hezbollah on Israel. I read a news report from one of the leftist news organizations that was like, they sent 100 rockets over in an hour. I was like, a hundred rockets in an hour. You're making that out to be like it's a lot. You understand that we do that in a couple of minutes here. That's kind of our way of doing things. So 100 rockets in an hour means that they really are running on the low side over there. And that should probably help to speed along the end game of this war here. The Alabama House passed a bill requiring time for student-led prayer in public schools.
Have they decided which students are going to lead the prayer?
I imagine that would be decided by each
classroom?
class individually, that they would
Yeah.
make up their mind. And maybe they'll do a moment of silence, or whatever.
Yes.
This has been done in the past when they said, we need to have prayer in school, and then there were all kinds of constitutional challenges, and then it became, well, how about we have a minute of silence where everybody can do their own thing?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, let's do that. Well, this is kind of the latest version of that. Here's a chance for a student-led prayer. Lawmakers approved HB 511 after about 2 hours of debate. The legislation was sponsored by Reed Ingram, representative Republican from Pike Road. Would require schools to provide time during the school day for prayer. Under the bill, local school boards would decide when and where that prayer takes place. The measure specifies that any prayer must be student-initiated and student-led, and it would allow students of any religion or denomination to participate. Supporters said the bill reinforces students' rights to express their faith in school. This has been a slowly diluting bill since the day that it was originally presented by Reed Ingram, when he said, how about this? You guys are going to pray at least once a week, or we're going to take your funding away. And then it became, you can't do that. Okay, we won't take the funding away, but you still have to pray once a week. You can't make them do that.
What about once a
Okay.
day?
How about
Once a week seems like not
yeah.
enough prayer.
Yeah, that's
You know
right.
what I'm saying?
Well,
Let's do prayer once a day.
I tell you what, the way I struggled in
let's-
school, I prayed several times a day.
So say the Pledge of Allegiance,
Mhm.
let's do either a moment of silence or a prayer once a day, right after you say the Pledge of Allegiance.
Well, they finally did get it down
Yeah.
to, okay, here's the deal. We're going to set aside time. It's got to be student-led. It is a very watered-down version of the original bill, and that's fine. Look, I'm not averse to having time to pray. You shouldn't have every moment of every day usurped by something in school. Everybody should get at least a moment to do so. You should also have the ability to decide, I don't want to pray today. I don't feel like taking part in this. Just as long as you're not disrupting other people, it's fine.
Correct. Yeah. And you can sit there in a moment of silence if you don't want to pray.
Now, my
That's up to you.
concern is this. There are woke teachers, even in the great state of Alabama,
Mm-hmm.
And so they're going to be
No
like,
doubt.
yeah. It's like, Habib, you're going to be leading the prayer today. Really? Again, Habib? Every day, Habib leads the prayer. Every day, we're thanking Allah for something. I don't know if you know this or not, but 90% of the class over here, Christians, it's like we got 3 Jews. Habib keeps getting called. We need some answers over
that's
here.
probably why you need a moment of silence. So no matter what your religion is, you
Yeah.
can take a couple of minutes to
Exactly.
do your individual prayer.
Yeah, I agree. Well, what happens when you
Because
call
that's
in-
going to be the next issue that comes up.
Mhm.
Is that somebody's going to be like, well, we keep doing this Christian prayer,
Right.
and we've got 3 Jewish kids, as you mentioned. Why aren't we
Mhm.
doing a prayer, for their religion or some other religion?
Anit.
Why are we?
Anit, the Hindu kid. We got to
Right.
get him up there. Come
and
on,
all
let's
the
go.
Christians in the class
Yeah.
go, hang on a second here.
We got a
this
Buddhist.
isn't right.
We got a Buddhist in the class.
Mhm.
Somebody needs to.
There may be a problem with this.
Unitarian.
Unitarians.
Yeah, they pray to whom it may concern.
Really?
Yes, it's very nice.
What about the witches in the class?
Oh yeah, Wiccan.
Yeah.
We got to get them.
Right.
They pray to Margaret Hamilton, I believe.
Do they?
Yeah, I think so.
What about the atheists? What do they do?
Homework.
They start homework.
They sit quietly. With any luck.
Hopefully the Christians are in there praying for the atheists.
Yeah, well, that's the way it's supposed to be working.
Yeah.
We'll see. 6:30. Dixon and Vining, Talk 99.5, talk995.com. You're going to get more of the 3 things. You're going to get, we got some fascinating news coming your way, including the Alabama Solution, a documentary about the Alabama prison system that is Oscar nominated,
Woo!
with a couple of voices in there that you might recognize if you've seen it or heard it. Details are forthcoming. Stick around. Dixon and Vining, Talk 99.5. 634 Dixon and Vining, Talk 99.5, talk995.com. That guy is almost certainly going to get into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame this time around. And as a solo act, this would be the second time Phil Collins goes in. He was in Genesis already. Of course, I know I think Eric Clapton's in there 3 times. Am I right about that? He's in once with the Yardbirds, once by himself, and once with Cream, I want to say. I think that's correct.
Seems right.
There are very few people that are in more than twice. Neil Young might be in, solo act, Buffalo Springfield and Crosby, Stills, Nash & Young. That's a possibility. Or Stephen Stills might be in 3 times. I don't know. Well, there's not a lot of people who pulled that off. 635, Dixon and Vining, Talk 99.5, talk995.com. Flipsy's Furniture just had their big grand opening of their second location last week. It's right there in Hoover, across the street from the Galleria. It's next to 2nd and Charles, and a great place to go shopping for furniture. They've got the designer furniture at the wholesale prices, great low prices, and fantastic help. They're not hoverers. Do you ever go into a place and somebody's just kind of following you around, and you're like, what do you think, I'm going to steal a sofa or something? What are you doing? They just want to be there and kind of try to pressure you into buying something. They don't do that at Flipsy's. They never have. They're very low-key. They just say, look, we're right here if you need us. Any questions you may have, we're happy to facilitate, help you out in any way. And, you can buy one piece, you can buy the whole set. The only time that they will insist on selling you something that is combined, like 2 pieces instead of 1, is when they show up in the same box. If they're both in the same box, it's a one-item situation. But for the most part, you see a living room set with a sofa, a love seat, and a chair, and you go, I just want the chair. They'll sell you just the chair. Not everybody's like that. I like that. The white glove delivery is second to none, 12 months, same as cash. And their original location is still open, of course, 1811 Crestwood Boulevard in beautiful Irondale. And there's more in the basement, 28,000 square feet of showroom plus over there. You really need to stop by and find out about the designer furniture at wholesale prices and the 12 months, same as cash. That is Flipsy's Furniture. 2 locations to serve you now, including the brand new one in Hoover. Find out more at flipsysfurniture.com. The documentary, The Alabama Solution, which I think popped up, it was HBO Max, was it not?
Correct.
Steve discovered it, I believe.
Yeah.
Huh?
Well, somebody sent us a clip of it first, and then Steve got the other clip because it turns out we were in there twice.
Oh,
Yep.
great.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think they made us or
No.
tried to make us look good.
No, it was, no.
I don't particularly care.
I don't
mean,
either.
Yeah.
Talking about prisons and people in prison and,
Well,
you
what's interesting here is that we had a federal consent decree years ago that said, yes, we're going to straighten out our prison system. And since then, I believe the state of Alabama has really been dragging its feet on this thing. We've been building 2 new prisons forever.
for a long time. Yeah.
Forever.
Mhm.
And we're supposed to be like decommissioning several other prisons and moving all the inmates to these prisons. But the pace...
It feels like we're moving chairs on the deck.
Yeah,
We're just kind of
probably,
moving
yeah.
them around.
But government just moves so incredibly slowly. And there are those who say, well, prison shouldn't be a for-profit enterprise. Yeah, you shouldn't have for-profit prisons out there. It's just not right. I get it. I understand. I understand the sentiment. But I can tell you this, private industry will get stuff done. If there's a chance that somebody's going to make money off of this, and they'll do that, by the way, not by working the inmates to death, which is the automatic assumption. They'll do that because the state pays them to handle the prison situation. Now, the state has oversight, of course, but they say, all right, we'll give you X amount per inmate for you to bring these people in. You're going to be responsible for the upkeep of the prison. You're going to be responsible for the cleaning the prison. You're going to be responsible for the building of the prison. The state is going to pay you, but you're going to take care of this. And the reality is, not only could private enterprise do it better, there's every reason to believe they could do it less expensively as well.
There's no doubt of that.
Because that's just how private enterprise
Mhm.
works. Case in point, it's been, well, I believe it started in Donald Trump's first term that they said, we're going to have a new Air Force One.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Kids, it's been almost 9 years now.
Still.
Almost 9 years, as we discussed last week or 2 weeks ago. It takes a year to build a 747. Let's say, ooh, this is a special one. It needs some special outfitting.
Might
We'll give
need
you
to do it
18 months.
yeah.
9 years.
Haven't gotten it done.
insane.
It is.
And so I look at this prison situation and I go, if somebody said, we're going to build a hotel and we're going to start renting out rooms and we're going to have this thing done by spring of 2027, I virtually guarantee you they could get it done.
Absolutely.
I virtually guarantee you they could get it done. And here we are on year, I don't know what of this prison nonsense. And it just goes on and on and on. And I'm not blaming just the state of Alabama. It's all government. All government is terrible at these things.
Well, and again, part of it was a number of years ago, federal government was going to get involved in this. And the state was like, whoa, 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 we'll get on this right now.
Yeah.
And then, here we are talking about building some new prisons because we didn't want the federal government, traipsing in here telling us what to do.
Yeah.
But it's still at a snail's pace.
It feels like once they got the pressure off and they said, okay, we'll take care of it.
Mm-hmm.
And then the feds were like, well, you better hurry up and get that. Okay.
Well, make us come back.
And then it just became like, how long can we put them off? Yes, Steve.
In looking at it, the correctional complex in Elmore County, they say is about 80% complete.
80%.
They're
Wow.
figuring opening somewhere in mid-October of this year.
Mm-hmm.
The second one, which is supposed to be in Escambia County, is set to begin construction sometime after this one opens.
Mm-hmm.
Chop, chop.
Wow, this consent decree entered into in 2018. It has been 8 years. 8 years since we agreed to fix things. And I think you could safely say that really nothing has been fixed.
Not yet.
Nothing
Yeah.
has much been improved in the prison system here.
Mhm.
Holy cow. I mean, you just have to shake your head and say, guys, again, I'm not holding just the state of Alabama responsible here. It's just the reality that government does not do things well. You know why? No incentive. No incentive.
No incentive to do it quickly. Yeah, and think about everything that's government run.
Yeah.
Is it run well? All right, let's talk maybe about post office.
Yeah.
The DMV.
DMV.
Yeah.
Perfect.
There are some DMVs. We've
Yeah.
talked about this. Some get it right. Others are like, well, you know what? I have to be here 8 hours a day.
Yeah.
It doesn't really matter to me whether I get 3 customers through that window or 150 customers through that window. I'm getting paid the exact same thing.
I believe it was Stanley on The Office who at one point said, this here is a run out the clock situation.
Uh-huh.
You're right. They know they're going to be there 8 hours a day. What's the
my
impetus
incentive?
to be efficient?
Now, if I'm going to get a little bonus pay because I get people through here and I'm efficient at my job and I'm doing my job well, and I get 150 people through.
Yeah.
Well,
And
okay, then we could move along here a little more quickly.
That's the other thing that is worthy of a note here is that all too often you get promoted because of tenure. You've been there longer than everyone else. Doesn't matter whether you're any good at your job. It's kind of like, well, this person's been here longest, so they get kicked upstairs to the next position since that person left or got kicked upstairs to the next position for them. And you're just like, well, hold on a second.
Is that the best person for the job?
This does not promote efficiency. Think this way. You remember when there was that horrible accident downtown in the Tangle area where that bridge came down. Horrible situation. Not talking about the 2059 bridge, but it was the one that went over
the one
65,
that.
yeah. And what did they do? Did the government say, well, let's get some government contractors to work on this thing and we'll get some government people to go build a bridge and put it together and blah, blah, blah? No. They went to a private company that does such things. And they said, here's the deal. You're going to build us this bridge. You're going to put this together for us. And for every day you get it done ahead of schedule, we're going to give you X amount of money.
Real incentive.
30 days from start to finish, that thing was done.
It was done very quickly.
30
to
days.
the point where everybody was like, did they?
Yeah.
I hope they didn't skimp on anything. I know they were in a hurry because they were getting bonuses.
Is this
There's
so?
that side of it too. You're
Yeah.
like, do it well, do it right.
Yeah.
And do it. If you do it fast and complete it, then you'll get the bonus.
I think the
And they
2059
did.
bridges went the same way. I think
Yeah,
they
that
said,
was
we're going to give you a
incredibly
bonus for
fast.
every day you get this done ahead of time. And it's amazing. So when you start talking about, hey, we need this prison built, we don't really care whether you get it built on time or not. We don't really care whether you get it built quickly or not. It's of no consequence to us. Right now, all we have to do is when the feds come knocking, we just have to take them on a tour and go, look, this is 80% done. We're complying. It's been 80% done for a couple of years now, guys. Come on. Let's move it along here.
Get that 20% done. And
Anyway,
then move on to the next one.
We're kind of blowing past the lead here, which is that the Alabama Solution is up for an Oscar Sunday night for Best Documentary. And if it wins, you and I deserve some kind of statue.
We need a small
We
trophy,
should
yes.
get a
Should we
little,
not?
just a plastic Oscar of some kind.
We actually were in a movie
Yeah.
that won an Oscar.
That's right.
That's what we can now put
Come
on
on.
our resume.
That's right.
Give one of those special little Oscars that they gave to Walt Disney for Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs.
Yes. yeah.
I think this is big.
I
mean,
agree.
We've got some trophies back in our market manager's office and some other areas. Maybe we should come up with a small little Oscar
We
trophy.
should get some kind of Oscar statuette for being a part of this, a very small part.
You can hear us,
but
though.
really
It's clear.
It's the best part, to be honest with you. Let's face it. That's the absolute best part of it. When people are watching, they always go like, ooh, here they come. Shh, Dixon inviting her on.
Did we get credit at the end of the movie?
I don't think so.
Is there a credit
I
roll?
remember looking through there, and I don't remember seeing the station
Don't
or
they have
either
to
of
give
you
us
mentioned.
credit for that?
You'd think.
If at the very least, I mean,
Hmm.
you took it. You took our words and used our radio station. I feel used, Richard. I
Me
feel
too.
very used.
Me too. You know what? You know what would make me feel better?
What, a
Little
statue?
statue, little Oscar. If I get one of those. Work Trucks is downtown, 2324 3rd Avenue South. If you're in the market for a truck for your business, cargo vans, passenger vans, flatbed trucks, dump trucks, utility bed trucks, trucks that have crane arms on them, trucks that have lift gates on them, all different shapes, sizes, kinds, makes, and models available right there at Work Trucks. Box trucks of all sizes. You need to swing by Work Trucks and take a look for yourself at 2324 3rd Avenue South, or visit them online, Work Trucks with an X, LLC.com. Work Trucks with an X, LLC.com. Trade, finance, get an extended warranty. They are the Southeast #1 pre-owned work truck dealer for a reason. They'll outfit that truck the way you want. And don't forget about their service center right across the street. They did great work on my truck this past weekend, replacing a missing piece of roof molding and fixing my tire pressure reader in the right rear tire. They took care of all of that for me. They did it very quickly, did it very efficiently, and the price was right. You're going to love these guys. That is my friends at Work Trucks. Work Trucks with an X, LLC.com, or downtown at 2324 3rd Avenue South. 6:51. Pardon me. Dixon Dividing Talk 99.5 Talk and 99.5.com. Rain last night for sure, but today we dry out with a high of 57. Tomorrow 68. The morning starts off cold tomorrow, by the way. It's going to be in the upper 30s, so make sure that you are warmed for it. And then the weekend looks like it's going to be lovely. 78, 79, somewhere in that area. Could be close to 80, depending on what part of the listening area you are in.
It's going to be perfect.
It's going to be nice.
The weekend's going to be gorgeous.
Partly cloudy skies. Just get out into it and enjoy. Maybe do a little gardening.
Yeah, I was thinking that's exactly what I need to do, some cleaning of beds. I've noticed my hydrangeas, the green is coming out now on some of the branches. I was like, oh, those things are going to be in full bloom before we know it. So real quick, I got to get out and kind of weed and get those beds ready. So this will be a good weekend for it.
33 years ago today was the big storm. 33 years ago, the blizzard of 93.
Yeah, we'd like to leave that in the rearview mirror.
Absolutely.
Mm-hmm.
We could go the rest of our lives without another one of
seeing
those.
that again.
Thank you very much.
You. Yes.
We shall pass. But anyway, just thought we'd bring that up as today is
33
going to be
years
actually
ago.
pretty lovely.
Whoa.
Yeah. You were the big 3-0.
Jeez.
Mm-hmm.
Thanks, Richard.
Anytime I can mention that you're older than me, I try to bring it in.
Appreciate it.
6 reported Bigfoot sightings, actually 7 now, in northeast Ohio within 4 days. They're calling it a flap. A flap is a zoology term for when you see multiple sightings within a short time span. I say zoology. It's a cryptozoology.
Oh.
Cryptozoology term, yeah. Bigfoot, sure.
Somebody having a little fun up there, or what? What are we doing?
I don't know. Supposedly, these people all say that they didn't know about other supposed encounters that are being brought. Well, I didn't hear about the others. I think, you hear about it, and the next thing you know, you saw one too.
Yeah.
It just makes it.
It gets people revved up.
And by the way, not one picture. 7 people, all with phones in their pockets. None of them got a photo.
That's the striking
Couldn't get
part.
the picture. I couldn't get my phone out in time.
Come on.
Mm-hmm.
No
March
one?
6th, a witness described a brown, approximately 9-foot-tall figure seen outdoors. Could have been an NBA player. You don't know. Cleveland Cavaliers, they're right there. They're right nearby.
9-foot-tall figure. How do you know that? I mean, we know they have a tape measure there when you go into a bank so they can tell how tall the robber is.
He was on his way in the bank.
Come on.
He was at the 7-Eleven getting coffee.
Approximately 9 feet tall. Yeah. How do you know that?
On March 7th, a reported brown 8-foot-tall figure.
Oh, now he shrunk.
Well,
he's a little
different one. It's a
12
different
inches
one.
shorter.
He grew a foot over the course of time.
This was his little brother. I love this. Along with alleged footprints and deep grunts. If you couldn't get a picture of him.
You got close enough to know that it was grunting?
How do you not get a picture of the footprints if you couldn't get a picture of him?
You're running after it, are you not? Let me get my phone. I'm running after it.
If you saw an 8-foot-tall brown figure grunting, would you run after it? Thank you, but no,
I
thank
might.
you.
Maybe.
Only person who runs after a grunting 8-foot-tall brown figure is a Kardashian. But hey, hello. March 9th, a reported black 8-foot-tall figure.
Oh, now it changed colors.
Again, different Bigfoots, Valerie. They're not all the same
different
Bigfoot.
Bigfoots.
Yes.
Okay.
It's all part of the same family.
It's the same family.
It's a Bigfoot family reunion.
Okay.
You know how they know? Matching T-shirts. They all have matching T-shirts. Also, March 9th, a separate account of a black 10-foot-tall figure said to be accompanied by a heavy, musky odor.
Okay, wait a minute. You got close enough to know that it grunts and it has a musky odor.
Yes. Could have been a Lebanese guy. We don't know.
You got that close.
Yeah, close enough.
Come on,
Apparently so.
Richard. Come on.
What? Why are you
it's
always
got a musky odor.
You're so suspicious of these things.
How close do you have to get to something to know that it has a musky odor?
I don't know.
Close.
Were you downwind?
March 9th, a witness reported seeing a brown, roughly 6-foot-tall figure from about 100 feet away through a window.
Now it's 6 feet.
Yeah.
We went from 10 to 6.
Through a window.
Again,
it dropped 4 feet.
It's a different one. I'm telling you, they're all part of the same family. And then March 10th, an account describing an 8 to 10-foot tall, large black shadow said not to resemble a bear. What did it look like? Not a bear. Okay.
Chupacabra. That's what I'm calling it.
Are you going with the chupacabra?
Yeah.
Pretty sure those
That's
are down
what it
in
is.
those are Mexico.
Well, I don't know. They're kind of moving up this way. They're migrating this way.
Oh, they're crossing the border illegally, huh?
Yes, well, that's been no problem.
And apparently, on the 11th, somebody in their car
Oh, in their car now. Uh-huh.
said that a Bigfoot was walking down the road close enough to them that they could have rolled down the window and touched him.
What, you didn't offer him a ride?
Once again, no cell phones in any of these. You just what?
Not a single cell phone to
No,
be found.
not
No
a
dash
single one.
cam?
No,
Nothing.
no jack links. Nothing to offer him. Nothing.
Exactly.
So sad.
You
I mean, seriously.
hungry, dude?
Mhm.
Over this way. Look, I got a treat for you. How about a Big Mac? Here you go.
Apparently, there are various different sizes of these things.
Like you said, a whole family.
Yeah, apparently.
of
I don't know.
Bigfoots.
The group, by the way, has not released photographs, video, or independently verified physical evidence tied to the reports. Shocker, because this is all information that is coming to us from where? The Bigfoot Society. Mm-hmm.
It's sad that who is this Fox News that has even reported this?
This is a podcast and online community dedicated to collecting eyewitness accounts of Sasquatch encounters. They say it had received 6 separate reports between March 6th and March 10th. They added another one on the 11th. In wooded areas across Mantua and Garrettsville, southeast of Cleveland.
Uh-huh.
Mm.
Okay.
I don't know. I have to question pretty much anybody. I mean, there was an entire television show. I think it was on A&E. Remember when they actually used to do arts and entertainment on A&E?
Used to.
I also remember when the TLC stood for the Learning Channel, and not, here's a family with 27 kids. But they had a show called Finding Bigfoot.
Uh-huh.
It ran for several seasons.
Mhm.
Spoiler alert, never found him.
Never found him.
I think that they really misnamed that
Listen,
show. They should have called it Not Finding Bigfoot.
Bigfoot came to Alabama. We got a lot of people that love to hunt. We could take care of that real quick.
I'd like to believe that.
Uh-huh.
Although, he might, I say he as if there's only one of them, might be very, very good at hiding. I mean, he
or
could be
maybe
like-
that's why he doesn't come to Alabama, because he knows how good a shot
There you
everybody
go.
is.
He could be a hide-and-seek champion.
Maybe
He
so.
could be fantastic at this. I love the arguments, by the way, that you hear from these people that dedicate their entire lives to finding Bigfoot. You're just like, oh.
How sad.
Why don't you branch out, do unicorns for a while?
Or UFOs.
UFOs probably actually
I
exist.
think you have a better shot,
yeah.
at finding some UFOs.
Go see what you can find with
and
Nessie.
the little men that are in the UFOs.
Well, how do you know they're men?
Well, maybe I don't know
I
what
prefer
they
them
are.
as they.
They.
Yes.
They don't. They're using
That's
pronouns.
the pronouns that they prefer.
Oh, we're back to that now.
They and them.
Mm.
Oh, yeah. You know why Bigfoot is not coming around? Doesn't like what we call him. He's kind of like Sasquatch, Bigfoot. My name is Gary, okay? Try that. You never even asked.
Or Grace.
I'd be a little ticked off, wouldn't you? If
Yeah.
like
Maybe.
Sasquatch. You just named me Sasquatch? You
Thanks.
just named me that? From out of nowhere? What did I ever do to you, dude? 7 o'clock, Dixon inviting Talk 99.5, talk995.com. Drop us a line, 545-9950.